Hi guys, I guess I'm making a holiday message, although it's the day after Christmas or what we use as Christmas. At the moment, I'm actually watching some Jehovah's Witnesses in my area. They have meetings on Sunday, and they don't celebrate any holidays. I'm afraid this is going to be one of those things where I pick and choose again because I agree with their Bible study business, but then they seem to stress an awful lot about cutting down false religions. And uh, I've been told it's a cult. I know, isn't it? You know, true that every religion can be considered a cult. Anyway, my point being that I wanted to make my today's lecture about the Christmas season, which we know is not biblically accurate and is basically used to cheer up people who are going through the winter blahs. Now, we've had a whole planet full of winter suffering, 2 years of it now, and New York is considered the least festive Christmas wise of all 50 states. I see that as I drive around, that if one house in I was trying to figure this out statistically in my head that maybe, one house in 4 or 5 has like a wreath on the door and people aren't in the mood. And I know people who have passed away this year. Um, a lot of people have. It's been hard. We have a new food pantry like literally 4 blocks from here, and they're like always desperate. There's a lot of desperation in this country, and this is considered a fairly well off area. Anyway, Christmas, what is it? It's not about joy. I think, I know, I've finally come to this conclusion after how many years that Christmas is not about. It's not about joy. It's about getting through things. It's about getting through the dark season, and it's been dark. Like yesterday, I had my presents delivered on the 24th because there was sickness in the family, and then I got a phone call, yesterday. My phone calls, and I'm like, oh wow, it's only like 6 o'clock, and I feel like it's midnight. Because that's how it is. It's dark for a lot of people, and when we think about hundreds of years ago and other areas that are more rural, or I guess you'd say more primitive, when darkness and cold really did tend to mean starvation and literal wolves at the door, that a holiday with hope in it, not joy, a holiday with hope in it was necessary. And I hear a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, Christmas is for children." It kind of is for children. The best things I remember are, my kids little, and I feel bad that they didn't have the kind of Christmas that I had when I was little. And when you get older and your friends pass and your family goes, there really is nothing left of the Christmas that was. And this is the second. Look at this, 3.5 minutes. What have I said? That it's been a rough couple of years for people, and plans have been canceled, and people are buried. And I'm doing okay, but what does that mean? Oh, by the way, my cataract surgery was fine. If anybody remembers, my last thing was about that. It's all good. It's all healing. So I'm really literally looking at patio furniture online and hoping the weather will get better so that I can like rake up the backyard. I want the season to move. I want the season to go as fast as possible. And I was watching online. There's a guy I follow. His name is Deadwing Dork. He's a Canadian guy, a younger guy, and he just finds people on the internet who are odd and weird, and he says it's not a bully channel. It's not, but it's a commentary channel. And last night he had some people on. Look him up if you want. I don't know if if this is your kind of thing, but he was just looking at random Christmas rants, and it makes you realize that so many people out there really have nobody, nothing, just depression, and they go on this channel. There are hundreds of us, probably thousands. And I say us, I don't necessarily include me in the depressed ones, because I do have resources, and I do have friends, and I do have things that I do, and I'm not hurting for anything. I'm not hurting for anything. If anything, I'm hurting for people who are hurting, which is kind of unusual for me. Maybe I'm realizing that, some of the crap that I've done, and I do remember a lot of crap that I've done. I haven't, always been fair to people. I've always been judgmental. I especially haven't been fair to certain members of my family who I could have helped more and didn't. But it's like the ghost of Christmas past. You have these regrets, and you got to work on that. You got to hope to do better. And this is why I'm saying that Christmas is not about. It's not about joy and swell and fun. These original ceremonies in the cold winter time, and I also always wonder, like, do they have an equivalent in places where there's hot climates? Do they really? Are people? Do people have these kind of traditions where the season is just so horrible and depressing, and the days get short? I mean, the days get shorter all around the world, but in these what I consider the northern climes, these, and you look and you're like, well, why are they doing all this Christmas stuff when there's no snow? And same thing for Christmas in Florida. I don't think there's the same level of sadness, the seasonal sadness. So many people have it. There's so many people that, just get it over with. And it's not necessarily because you're cold, because it's dark. And these last couple of years have been dark, and the political spectrum is dark, and people's financial future situations, their health maybe, is dark. And so that's why I'm saying that Christmas is not about joy. Christmas is not about stuff. You give the kids stuff because this is how you make kids happy. You don't have to tell a 4-year-old, your father lost his job, and your grandmother is demented, and you don't have to do that. So kids can have the Santa fantasy where someone will come and make things right, and people, are they waiting for Jesus to come and make things right? No, it's up to us. It's up to us. This is why people say, like, oh, why did God do this? Why did God do that? God, whether you believe in God or not, has nothing to do with how we treat each other. This is something we have to work on ourselves. And it's 8 minutes, and what have I said? Well, I want to thank the few people who have actually been watching me. And I want to recommend that people surf these true crime channels. There are lots of children going missing, and people who need your help, and these channels need your support. And I'm going to name a few. There's been this Summer Wells case all summer. And then, of course, there was the Gabby Petito, which made such big news out here on Long Island. And just go to channels like The Interview Room and AB and No Thanks. There are people who are working actively to give hope, to missing children and to missing adults. They had a body found here, I believe it was in the spring, and they finally identified this person as a woman who went missing from this area in 2014. Now, she lay there for 6-7 years, literally blocks from my house and probably less than a mile from her home. And did anybody look? You have to look for people. You have to check on them. And you have to let people not be forgotten like this. I don't know. I didn't know the person who was found, but it hurts to think that she's lying in the reeds, here, and found literally by accident, and would have remained there had there not been a cleanup in the area. And I also do listen to the police scanner now, which can be depressing, but you hear, like, all the trouble that people have. People have trouble you don't even have a clue. You don't have a clue what kind of trouble people are in. And the thing to do is to see somehow that they have hope, whether you bring some dog food to the pantry, or you throw a few bucks somebody's way, or just go out your way to be nice to people, because is it really out of your way to be nice to a person? I mean, we're all humans, damn it, we're all people, regardless of what we believe, and regardless of our goals, and regardless of who we voted for. They're all, we're all in the same boat, and we want to we want to plug the holes in that boat. So that's plenty of time, and I haven't even had my coffee yet. So I thank you all for listening, and I hope that this year coming up is a cheerful one, and that we have hope, not joy. The end. And I can't find the button to turn us off. Bye.